In the grand scheme of books, there are books you want to read and books you don't want to read. Every now and then, someone says, hey, you got to read this book. Yeah, why? Because it's the best book I ever read. And they say, hey, you got to read this book. Here's a copy. Well, here's such book, The Goal. This book was given to me by a colleague that I respect highly. And they said, you got to read this book. Here's a copy. And I was happy to be given something and given a book. I said, sure, I'll read it. I never did. It sat on my shelf for about a year. You know why? Because I looked at the title, the cover, and it didn't have that attractive feel to me. Like, it just doesn't look like... I picked up this book because I knew I was going to see my colleague again, and so I couldn't put it down. It was a page turner. Like the other book I share with you, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, The Goal is an allegorical book about a guy who's trying to get better. He's trying to get better in his life. He's trying to get better in his job. And it's just a fantastic, fantastic book. In spite of the cover. I'm hoping if they do another edition, they'll change the title. The one thing I took home from this book, of many, is this concept of bottlenecks. There are bottlenecks in our lives, whether they're in our personal life or at work. What are we doing to recognize where the bottlenecks are and do something about them? Oftentimes we like, oh, you know what, we got to give this document to this person and it'll sit on their desk for 2 weeks. Don't let it sit on their desk. Figure out a way around the bottleneck. And so this book teaches you really practical ways to get better, particularly in those areas where you want to be more efficient, you want to have better processes. I would highly recommend this book. It's called The Goal. It doesn't look great on the outside, but on the inside, it's filled with all kinds of goodness. The Goal. Hope you enjoy it.